All right, welcome to NCAA football. I'm John.
I'm Bobby.
And I'm Josh.
And we're going to talk about the final game and the championship game and everything that went on. What do you think, guys?
Well, first off, we need an apology.
We need an apology, don't we?
I'm sorry for saying that Oregon was going to win that badly.
Well, yeah.
If they didn't win, I mean, yeah, that came back and
Okay,
smacked me.
so Ohio State won it, and they won it pretty handily. It was a pretty strong win. Of course, that raises all the TCU should have had a chance, and all those all the people talking. But the bottom line is, TCU lost a game in the season.
Yep.
They sort of blew their chance. If they really wanted a chance,
I mean,
they should have go
but
undefeated.
TCU lost the game to Baylor, who's ranked, was like 5th or something.
Yeah,
sure.
Ohio State lost to Virginia.
Yeah,
Well-
but I think the thing is, and real quick before we get into all that, okay, Ohio State, in a sense, they were the long shot team that jumped into that top 4 and were able to be in the playoffs, and then they win the thing.
Right.
Well, they deserve to win then, if that's the case.
Exactly.
And look what they did in the game. I mean, first drive, Oregon goes down and scores a touchdown. I'm thinking. I think the whole nation was I think
thinking that.
Ohio State had, 4 or 5 turnovers in that game?
Yeah,
It
They
was
turned the
5.
ball over a lot, and Oregon still couldn't do anything.
that's right.
So you have to discredit Ohio State. I think
You
they're-
have to.
I mean, to have 5
You have
turnovers
to.
and still win is.
Yeah.
It's
they
actually pathetic on Oregon's part.
Oregon, they did the job.
I don't want to
getting
take
there.
anything away from Ohio State. They did a good job. They won the game. They stopped Marcus Mariota. Good job. Good
They
win.
did.
Ezekiel Elliott has come on. I mean, to
Yeah.
have the 200 plus yards against Alabama, then 200 plus versus Oregon.
Yeah.
And versus who did Ohio State play in the? It was, I'm pretty sure, 300
Wisconsin.
plus games.
Yeah.
in a row.
Yeah.
That's
He
right.
is a beast. But Urban Meyer, looking ahead, you got to think, man, they're stacked. I mean, I know Harbaugh's come to Michigan, but it might take some time to get that going.
That's
So-
right.
I mean, Ohio State, who's going to be the quarterback? Obviously, a bunch of questions, but good questions. Not the sense of, oh no, who's going to be our quarterback? We have 3 dudes who play quarterback. We're going to play any 3 of them.
And I'm hoping that it becomes an off-season controversy and guys are getting in trouble so that when they play Virginia Tech week 1, Ohio State's a mess.
Virginia Tech's best chance of winning that game is if Urban Meyer quits the season.
Hey, he's done it before. He's had a heart attack in Florida and quit, so maybe.
Wow, whoa!
I'm just
shot
kidding.
right there.
But one thing, let's remember about this whole thing. I'll go back to what we were talking about before.
Yeah.
I think Ohio State needs to thank the Big 12 because if the Big 12 would have had a championship game,
Absolutely.
Ohio State would not be
have been in there.
No.
Is not something?
So-
yeah. Because you also got all the people that fuss about the BCS saying that if it had been the BCS. Probably would have been Alabama and Florida State would have been in that thing.
With
so,
you.
And once again,
I mean, essentially, like my dad was saying, the real championship game after seeing what Ohio State was able to do against Oregon was Ohio State Alabama.
Well, and again, that's not knocking Oregon.
Right,
It
it's not.
really is not
It's
knocking
more
Oregon.
of a-
It was definitely a better game.
Yeah.
The Ohio State and Alabama game.
It came down to, I think, to the defensive line of Ohio State.
Yeah.
It's even like 2 years ago, Oregon played LSU, got smothered because they can't go against
3 points.
Oregon. That's smothering. They can't go against a good defensive
But they
line.
can't.
They can't
Basically,
play a good
well,
defensive
it is finesse ball,
Yeah.
finesse and speed ball versus power ball.
It's why Boise.
And the power ball typically will win that race every
Sure.
single time. But
We'll see what happens when powers collide.
I mean,
September 7th.
I bet you give it a couple more years and they're going to expand the playoffs. Because everybody wants them to. They don't want it to be a
Yeah.
4-team playoff. They
Sure.
want it to be
And,
8.
and like you said, everybody, it would have been really, really interesting to have had that, 8 teams and work it down to 1. It would have.
Which
It could
I
have
think
changed
they
the whole
could do
face
that.
of the thing.
I
It
think
really
they
have.
could. They could
Yeah.
put.
But those are ifs, and those are what ifs, and all of those, and those don't exist at the moment. And so we had what we had, and I think it was successful.
Yes, I agree. I think it can be better, but yes,
Yes.
it's definitely successful.
Yeah.
So, to jump ahead to next year,
Oh my goodness. Here
top
we go.
3 from each of you guys. Who do you think?
Top
are the
4. Let's do top 4.
Top 4.
For
Okay.
that, the playoffs.
Okay.
Alabama. No,
What?
no, because
Actually, I saw a recent preseason
I did too.
that they were number 10.
Wow.
And because there's the quarterbacks out, and
My top
there's a
4
lot
is
of
Ohio
questions.
State.
Amari Cooper gone.
TCU. Definitely TCU. Who's number 3?
Yeah.
Michigan State.
Michigan State. Okay.
And my number 14 will be, let me think. Not gonna say Florida State because they don't deserve to be anywhere in the top 25.
Virginia. Boise State. What?
I would say probably an SEC team for number 4, just because you know there's going to end up being.
You mean like Arkansas?
One. Yeah, Arkansas.
Okay, I don't
watch
think
out
it's
for
gonna
the
be
Razorbacks.
Okay, for me,
That's my top 3.
I'm going to throw in there, I'm going to say Ohio State number 1,
Okay.
TCU number 2.
Mhm.
I'm going to put Georgia number 3. I think that they've got a chance to do really well next year. Chubb's back. I know Gurley's gone. I like Georgia to shake things up in the SEC.
I mean, Chubbs was really doing all the running for the team
Yeah.
after the second half.
Yeah, but I think they've got a powerful running game. And I throw Alabama in there. I mean, you can't expect Nick Saban not to have a good squad, even if they have some new quarterbacks. Sims did pretty good for being okay.
Yeah, for me.
And obviously the dark horse would be Boise State.
That's the dark horse. Well, I'm not. I mean, you know, that's looking so far ahead at this moment, and so many things are going to happen between now and then for sure, including the NFL draft, and a lot of people already, you know, disappearing because of that.
Marcus Mariota's going.
Yeah, Marcus Mariota, and you know,
Jameis Winston,
you know,
really
got
good.
people moving along. And so, you know, I'm expecting typical teams to be up. You know, Ohio State. You know, Florida State's not going to just roll over and disappear. They're going to still be somewhere in this
Okay,
picture.
obviously we need to wrap this up, but Ohio State's probably not going to win it again. Obviously we're saying they have a really good team, but the chances of that happening, I mean, even just slipping up against Virginia Tech, it's just too high. The chances are too high that they're going to go in.
Wow.
You don't play teams like Michigan State and not come out unscathed eventually. But because it's playoffs, they still might make it. So we'll see.
All right.
Because you don't have to be on the field.
Well, we're going to finish up here. Thank you for watching over this season. We've enjoyed 2014-2015 football season. We've had a good time with it. Hope you have as well. And we'll see you next year.
Go Broncos.